Hi everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Harness the Power with PowerSchool. This episode is going to feature the OSN grade scale for elementary special teachers. So this one goes out to all of you wonderful music, PE, and art teachers at the elementary level. Hopefully this will provide some clarification on how OSN will work in your gradebook. And the good news is there's some customization with how you can use it. Okay. First way we're going to talk about is literally using OSN. So inside your PowerTeacher Pro gradebook, so all I did was I went into PowerSchool and then clicked on PowerTeacher Pro, and now I'm looking at the gradebook. The first option we're going to feature for you is the ability to literally just use OSN as grading. So if you're interested in putting in OSN into your gradebook, this is the option for you. Okay, so what you'll want to do is go to Create Assignment. And when it pulls up, you've got to give a title. So I'm going to call this OSN Example. Got to choose a category. I will say it's classwork for this one. And then under score type, this is where the magic happens. Okay, so if you want to use OSN, you're going to click on this type right here, and then you're going to select letter O-N. Okay, don't worry about points, because points actually aren't going to matter when you get into the grade book. You're going to see that it's just going to give you the option to say OS or N. Okay. Don't forget, you can apply it to certain students by using the Students tab. You can add in your standards, and you can also control when this publishes. Since I'm doing this as an example and it's actually in a gradebook, I'm going to turn off the published scores so the parent portal can't see these. That way we don't throw anybody off accidentally. Okay, and then we're going to hit Save and Close, and it's going to make the assignment for you. And then when you're ready to come in and add scores, you just click on the name of the assignment, start out with your first kiddo, and boom. Here on your score pad, you now have the ability to say, okay, got an S, an N here, O, and then let's say everybody else got an O. So don't forget, you have the ability to use that wonderful vertical fill feature, and this keeps you from having to sit there and go, O, 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 or S, 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 or N, and you can just say, oh, okay, everybody else got an O, so I put an O in, and then I say fill, and boom, everybody else gets an O. It doesn't overwrite my S or N that I already put in, and it wouldn't have overwritten anything that was already filled in down below, too. Okay, and then we're good. We can just save our scores, and voila, there we go. We got O's, S's, and N's displayed. Okay, so that's the first way or method that you can use in OSN grading with PowerTeacher Pro. Okay, the second option we're going to take a look at today is actually going to be if you want to use points. Okay, and what'll happen is you'll see on the teacher side points and percentages, and exactly like you would if you were using letter grading. However, when it comes time to display the grade, it will display automatically as an O, S, or N. Okay, so to clarify that real quick, let's take a look at the cutoff values. Okay, so for the table, in order to receive an outstanding, the score needs to fall somewhere between 85 and 100%. Okay, satisfactory, you've got to be between a 62.5 and an 84.9. And then N will be for 0% to 62.4%. Okay, I'll be sure to include a link with this picture in the video description down below, as well as in the email that I'll be sending out to you. Okay, so no worries. You'll be able to have this as a reference. Okay, so what does it look like if we want to just use points grading? Okay, in that case, we're going to go to Create Assignment. Again, give it a title. This one's going to be Points Example. Category, classwork is fine for our example here. Score type, we're going to just leave it as points, and then I can say, okay, this was a 20-point assignment. Okay. Count and final grade, want definitely that on. As far as publish, again, I'm going to turn it off just because I don't want this to throw off any parents because I'm messing around in a gradebook right now. But if you want to publish, you can set it as immediate, obviously, and that way grades come through and parents can see them and students can see them on their side. Okay, I'm going to hit save and close. All right, we got our points example. Click on it to open up, and in the score, you'll notice my number pad changed, right? So I've got number values here. It's not the OSN anymore, and that's because I didn't choose the OSN type. It's out of 20 points, so I can say, 18 for Jillian here, and then 15. Oops. Let's say this student got a 13, a 10, and a 5. And everybody else gets a 20. So I'm going to say 20, fill, boom. Okay, everybody's got a score, save scores. All right. And so now what that looks like, you'll notice that it shows up here, score is an O because it's 100%. If I click on the 5, it's an N, 25%. An S, 75%. And so you'll see these values are falling in according to that scale, and then the score that actually displays is the corresponding letter that fits on the scale. Okay? So you get the option to choose. If you're a points grader, no big deal. If you're an OSN grader, no big deal. Good news is both options are there for you. So that is awesome. We finally got this up and running. Apologies and many thanks for your patience. We're so happy now that everything's clarified and we know what this looks like, and we're excited for this for you, and hopefully this makes your life a lot easier when it comes to your gradebook this year. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.